Hello, how are you? You're on Cesar Blues channel, and today I've come all the way here. All the way to Naples, in the Campania region, in the south of Italy, to try the authentic traditional food of this beautiful region, which goes far beyond just pizza. And here I am today to show you and prove it. I came to the city center, to one of the oldest and most renowned trattorias. 4.7 out of 5 is the rating of the restaurant behind me, the Trattoria del Nilo. Well, I hope to find some neighborhood cuisine here, local and homemade food. It's a very small restaurant, judging by what I can see from here, from the outside, but I plan to eat big. I need to satisfy this hunger that's giving me cramps, so I'm going inside to see what's cooking. Well, here I am inside the restaurant, which is really tiny, really tiny. There are about 7 to 8 tables inside and 3-4 outside. They have the air conditioning on full blast, which is appreciated because it's really hot today. Let's check the menu to see what food they offer. It always begins with the aperitivi, a word I love because it means having a small drink before starting. Maybe a limoncello, maybe an aperol, maybe an americano, you know? Then the antipasti, the actual food, like bruschetta, caprese salad, parmigiana di melanzane, mozzarella, fried foods, and it ends with a platter of salami and cheeses. Next, you have the first courses, mostly pasta, mainly different types of spaghetti and cavatelli, another local specialty. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, it's spelled with a Z. They have rigatoni, spaghetti, more rigatoni penne, gnocchi with ragù. And then you move on to the second courses, starting with polpette. I always say that polpette sounds like little octopus, but it's not octopus. They're meatballs. Meatballs with Neapolitan ragù. They also have steak, filet, sausage with Neapolitan ragù, eggplant parmigiana, again as a second course, sausage and fried food, escalope, meat alla Genovese, cod in casserole. This dish, cod with tomato, is typical in Sicily. A bit further down is fried cod. This is the menu that's already been thoroughly reviewed. Now let the feast begin. And this gastronomic feast is going to start with the tristi fritti, which are the 3 most popular fried foods here. A croce, which is something typically Neapolitan, a large potato croquette with cheese. It's said to be creamy inside and crispy outside. Then we have the arancino, which is more typical of Sicily, but in Naples you can find it in almost every fry shop, and it usually has some ragù and mozzarella. And finally, mozzarella in carrozza, which is a classic from southern Italy, also very popular here. Bread stuffed with mozzarella, battered and fried until the cheese melts. And did we have to order wine? Of course we did. This is molo primitivo, made with primitivo grapes, a variety typical of southern Italy, especially from Puglia and the Campania region, and well known for its intense flavor and strong aromas. So I'll start with this one, which is the croce, the big potato croquette. I came here with my mother, who's on the other side of the camera. We've ordered a few things individually, and this is one of them. Wow, what a cut! It's filled with as much cheese as possible and potato. This is crazy. It's unbelievably good. The cheese is delicious. I've never had anything like it. Wow. But look how juicy this is, how creamy. Look at how the potato and cheese come out here. Please, oh my goodness. Wow, this is off to a great start, huh? No wonder this place had such good reviews, right? They say the arancino is really creamy inside. Just look at it. So creamy, honestly. So that's interesting. It's rice with a bit of cheese inside and also like a little cream. It kind of looks like risotto, then it's breaded and fried. It's strange. I've been to Italy many times but never tried this. Let's check out the mozzarella in carrozza. I'll cut it in half. My mother ordered her starters and aperitivi, and I ordered mine. I'll give her some since I ordered a lot for a change. Maybe we can share this way. Well, so these are 2 pieces of bread filled with mozzarella. You can see the bread here, which comes with plenty of oil because it's fried and filled with mozzarella. Bread on top, bottom and inside. Well, I'm sorry to say that this is the one I like the least out of the 3, and I'm sorry because I like the others so much. I like this one, but I find it very oily. A hearty bite, quite an appetizer, and as you've seen, it's very well priced. I'll try it with the wine. Maybe that's what I need for more juiciness. Well, it's delicious. Anyway, that's it for the appetizer and the free tip. I'll continue. This is the Melanzane Parmigiana. Its exact origin is disputed among Naples, Sicily and Parma. Most food historians agree it originated in Naples in the 18th century. when people started frying eggplant and layering it with cheese and tomato sauce, since those are its ingredients: eggplant, tomato, and mozzarella. A bit of basil on top. They present it beautifully. Look at this tomato's color. In southern Italy, tomato is almost a religion. In fact, you've probably heard about San Marzano tomatoes. Well, that's typical from here. I'll try to get some for myself, but I think sharing with my mom will be hard. We ordered this to share. I'll split it and see what happens. Whoa, you can't imagine how this smells. It's amazing, huh? Parmigiana di Melanzane is a classic Italian dish that I love and have tried many times. What a show. The tomato's flavor is amazing and clearly took hours to prepare. Oh, I'm melting. I love every Italian tomato dish. But really, the Parmigiana, the little eggplant. The melted cheese is delicious, the stew is great, and the tomato flavor is truly powerful. You know? It fills your mouth with flavor and has no acidity. What an incredible tomato. I don't know if we can top this today. I'm so glad I'm sharing it with my mother, because she's going to love it, you know? My goodness, this is so delicious. The bread has arrived. This little sack needs to be raided immediately to make something. Italians likely don't recognize it by this name. Maybe by another name, yes, but I don't know if it's common here or if it's polite or not. The bread fairy. Man, look at that color. How delicious. I assure you it's worth visiting just for this. No, well, whatever you come to eat in Naples, I know you're going to love it, but just for this, I would come to this restaurant if I were in Naples. Wow, you wouldn't believe how good the bread is. This is the Sitala, Genovese. It sounds like Genoa, but it's unrelated. It's a classic Neapolitan recipe, one of the city's oldest and most loved. It's a white ragù made with kilos of onion, cooked for hours, veal and chiti, a long pasta that here is broken by hand before cooking. It lacks tomato, which sets it apart in a city where tomato dominates. And it's a sauce that's a bit sweet, dense, almost caramelized. You see it there, how beautiful it is? It's a Sunday family dish. And even though it's not very well known outside of Naples, here they consider it a true gem of traditional cuisine. As I said, I'm here with my mother. The dish looks amazing. I'm about to serve and try it. For such a small restaurant, they're very attentive in the sense that they change your cutlery, even from dish to dish, always paying attention to the customers. People leave very happy. No wonder it has the reviews it does. This smells like homemade food, 1000%. But what is this? Of course, no wonder. It has so much onion. This color comes from the caramelized onion, which has a bit of beef. Very red, huh? It's amazing, right? My mother loves it, and I'm fascinated too. I didn't know this recipe. If you didn't know it either, go ahead and give it a like and comment. Let's see, did you know about this? No, I had never heard of it in my life. I love caramelized onions. They're sweet and creamy, adding an Italian touch and making the pasta perfectly al dente. Ziti, or whatever you call it, is usually hand broken, but you can tell this one is machine cut. I said it. In the previous video I said it and I'll say it again, pasta in Italy tastes different and I don't know why. What a fresh flavor the basil gives it. It's like it's fried. Oh, this is a 10. I'm so glad I came to Naples, not just for pizza, though I'll have some too. I'm glad to give these dishes exposure, which I insist I didn't know about. This makes me learn, enjoy, and share them with you. I don't think I'd tried fried basil either. The restaurant is full. Have any tables turned yet? For a place to get so many reviews, imagine how many people left satisfied. Did they leave a rating? With such a small place, how many people can eat here daily? I'm not sure if I'm being clear. For me, it's a 10 for recipe, preparation, and presentation. The same thing happened to me here as in Genova. You walk into the restaurant and see it. A place this simple and humble makes you wonder if the food will be the same. Is it just a tourist trap because of the area it's in, or does it actually live up to your expectations? But again, you shouldn't judge beforehand, and before talking about something, you should at least give it a chance and try it. Which in my case, well, that's what I did today, and I'm lucky that it turned out well. I feel like I made the right choice with the place. Now, a good swipe of bread, good ferry, Italian ferry. By the way, I insist on what I said before, the bread is also very good. Let's continue. And now we have pasta e patate with provola, a humble homemade dish that was born here in the most popular neighborhoods of Naples. It began with families using whatever was in their pantry, like leftover pasta and cheap potatoes. Over time, it became an emblem of traditional Neapolitan poor cuisine, known as cucina povera, although today it is considered a delicacy. A mix of different types of pasta, it includes potato, smoked provola cheese, and even parmesan, or pecorino rind in some cases, which adds a lot of flavor. It's a true recipe for making the most of leftovers, the kind I like, and it comes with a small jar with a bit of parmesan and a basil leaf. I'm going to try it since it looks great, feel. As usual, I'll add plenty of parmesan whenever it's available. And I'll pass it here to Mama, my travel companion, the parmesan. Let's see how this creation turns out. Sounds good, right? I've never heard of it before. Let's see. This is crazy, but what a fun and strange mix. There's potato, various pasta, lots of cheese, and high-calorie dishes. This is really good. Honestly, I'm telling you, I'm not just surprised, I'm really amazed. It has new things in the same place and at the same times. Someone who's visited Italy over 10 times, and I feel like an absolute novice because the amount of different food in Italy is a lot. And well, you're always going to find new and delicious things to try. The carrot is delicious and the stew has some basil. This pasta isn't as al dente as the previous one because it's more like a stew altogether. Look at the cheese rind, which a lot of people don't make use of. Directly, many with the modern stuff can't be eaten because they have some ingredient that literally says on the cheese package that you can't eat it, the rind. And here, well, they use it to add flavor to the dish and to make it creamier. I know some purists will say, well, I don't know what you'd call it, right? But well, maybe something crude or something dirty, I don't know, putting the rind of the cheese in a dish. I'm telling you, get those ideas out of your head if you have them, because they actually add a lot. And also in the rind, when cheeses are very aged with their mold and everything, that's where a large part of the cheese's aromas gather, which means a lot of the flavor too. Absolutely delicious dish. I don't know if we'll be able to finish everything we've ordered. Even though it says it's 16 degrees out here, I already feel like it's 40 degrees in my body because this food, as I said, is very high in calories. Today it's 40 degrees out there. As young people say, don't joke about how hot it is today, seriously. This sound of the spoon hitting the bowl itself invites it, but do these spoon taps mean the dish is finished? Let's continue. Yes, I asked for extra pasta since you don't get to try this every day. This is rigatoni al ragù napoletano, a truly iconic dish in the local culinary tradition. Unlike northern Italy's ragù, this one is slow cooked, giving it a much deeper flavor. They make the sauce with large cuts of meat, pork ribs, and also beef. They simmer it for hours in tomato, red wine, onion, and herbs. And that's how this dense, intense sauce is made, full of nuances, which perfectly coats the rigatoni pasta. That's why this macaroni is so big and ridged. It's perfect for catching ragù and looks amazing. I was going to order another meat dish, but in the end I went for a pasta dish because I just love pasta. Like I said, in Italy it tastes different, so enjoy it while you can. And that way I can show you more versions, more options of local food, so you can try them if you feel like coming to do it. Alright, food is served. I'm here with my mom. I'm going to add some parmesan here with the basil leaf. Presentations. Wow, this sauce has such an intense color. And here we go. Let's see how it is. See what? This is a delicious spectacle. By the way, this wine pairs very well with pasta, so that's all I have to say. In the presentation of the dish, he wanted to show that it is cooked for many hours over a very low heat. The meat is so tasty, I insist. As I also said in the presentation, it has pork and also beef. Look, I want to go to Bologna, and in upcoming episodes you'll see the video from Bologna to try the bolognese sauce and yesterday's food, which I know is a bit different from this. Here, as I said, it's all about many hours. It's cooked slowly and the flavor is concentrated. Wow, look at that tomato sauce. Notice how the ridges are actually designed to catch the sauce, so it sticks completely to the rigatoni itself. Everything has its explanation. It's a 10, the dishes are perfectly salted. The sauce is so amazing, I can't even describe it with words. Tomato flavor is a 10 with extremely low acidity. Whatever pasta you order will always leave you wanting more, although today you won't believe it. After a few dishes, you start feeling full. I think today will be similar. I might not even be able to have a snack. Even without a snack, I'll finish this plate. What a delicious, tasty dish. I honestly can't say what I liked most about today, because I really liked the dishes. They fascinated me, and even the least interesting one was still great. It was one of the 3 starters: fried bread, mozzarella, and more fried bread. Eating pasta with bread. We already have finished with the savory dishes. Now comes the sweets. And now for dessert, let me introduce you to tiramisu. Hey, tiramisu in a triangular shape, that's strange. You know, tiramisu is the most famous dessert in all of Italian cuisine, but it's not from here, from Naples. I also ordered the star of Neapolitan desserts. Here you have the Neapolitan baba, a classic dessert. At first glance it looks simple, a golden and fluffy sponge cake, but its secret lies in its extraordinary ability to absorb the syrup, which is usually flavored with rum, citrus, and sometimes even vanilla. I'll try some tiramisu first, since it caught my eye. It's pretty firm, and what stands out is that it's mostly cream where the sponge cake is. That's an unusual tiramisu. It's a frozen tiramisu cake. Honestly, I'm not a big fan. I don't know. Maybe I didn't understand it well because he loved the dessert, and maybe he told me, wow, it's so fluffy. Or maybe he told me it's tiramisu ice cream. Whoa, how heavy is this? That's great. I first tried this in Milan and remember it perfectly. It's so delicious, isn't it? It's soaked, right? It doesn't have rum. It has a syrup with a lot of sugar. It's so fluffy. I love baba, although in this last bite that I had with a little more syrup, I did notice a hint of rum. What I've really noticed is that you've made it this far, and I want to thank you for that. And now remember, if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a big super like and subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell so YouTube notifies you about the next channel video. That's all for today. From Naples, the adventure through Italy continues. See you at the next restaurant. Goodbye.